Can we help you, sir?
Oh, maybe. Are you in the right place? You're here for police interviews, you're supposed to wait in the lobby. You want me on the police force? You want me on the police there? No.
Sitting in?
Sitting in,
All right, good.
I think.
I'm in.
A motion. All right, let's call this meeting to order. We are not going to review last meeting's minutes due to the understaffing of our township.
And my inability to have them written in time.
And that's
forward to the board, so-
that's fully understood.
The
So
next
we'll
meeting
catch
I'll
you
have
next
to-
time. All right, the second item on the agenda is Fall Festival planning. I was at Parks and Recs last night. Everything seems to be pretty much in order, except for the contingency, the weather. But it looks like, I believe, Christine said we had close to 50 vendors. And we got some pretty big sponsorships.
Yes, we do. 16 raffle baskets made.
16, that's the best ever. I mean, Parks and Rec really, stood up this year
Yeah.
to the occasion.
And I'd just like to give kudos to them and Christine for working with them to do that.
Absolutely. And when we finished the meeting last night, a lot of them went back and put all the baskets together. So that was nice. It was nice of them. It was nice to see a team effort, it really was. But outside of the weather, I think we're pretty much all set.
I mean, we have everything we can in order. We're just, it's the usual week before this event where we're kind of running around scrambling to make sure everything's ready. And like I said,
The only thing we need is more volunteers, if we have any. I know I'm gonna be there. Dale, you're gonna be there, and
I could be, yeah,
if you could, 8:30 in the morning, that'd be great.
that'd be great. I could be, I gotta leave at a certain time. I coach.
Anything you can
Later in
do,
the afternoon,
yeah,
like,
anything you can do.
No,
would
you'll be
would
fine.
no,
great.
whatever, yeah, I'll be there.
And then you're gonna be all the way on vacation, right?
No, well, the good news is my event down the shore is canceled, so I can come. The bad news is it's canceled because of the rain, which will end up here. So yes, I am available at 8:30 in the morning.
Okay, perfect. So that's 4 of us. Awesome. If you could pass that to Christine.
I see a smiling Christine.
Oh, is she on? Is she on?
She's on. Zoom.
Okay, good. She's
Hi,
on
Christine.
everywhere.
Hi, guys.
All right, so you need us there at 8:30. Is that correct, Christine?
Correct.
All right. We will be there. Do you want us in camis or in civilian clothes? Dress blues?
Whatever you choose to wear.
Yeah, so did I leave anything out? Are we all set for tomorrow?
You touched on all of it. By the way, the signs that you brought, I was able to alter them, and they're going to be great for directional.
Good.
I'd like to thank Caldwell Banker for donating those.
No problem, no problem. As long as they don't think the building's for sale, that's fine. But so the only thing we need to make sure is how we're gonna notify the sponsors. And the public is gonna be announced on the website, right?
The public's gonna be announced on the website, and I know Christine's been very diligent about getting everyone to fill out our registration forms with emails, so she has
Okay,
an email list for all participants, just about every participant. And, like I said, we're gonna hold off as long as we can until tomorrow morning, see
Okay.
what those weather runs are in the morning.
so we have two gates we need to meet, right? The people from Virginia need to be notified by Thursday.
I mean, theoretically,
Hey, how are you?
you could parse it out into, we could look at the reenactors and go, will it work, won't it work? And, you could cancel that portion of it
Okay,
tomorrow and continue to hold off, but like I said, I'm gonna provide that information to John Granger tomorrow with all those
Okay.
options and let him.
and then at 5 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, you guys are gonna call the shot, is that correct? Or is it gonna be sooner?
I mean, if it comes to Friday and it's still looking
Bad,
bad, I think we should make the calls. I mean, I wouldn't, if we know it's gonna rain on Friday, I don't see any reason to hold off and wait till 5 in the morning. Let's get the information out there. If it is, I mean, I understand trying to hold off maybe one more day here or there,
Alright.
Thursday to Friday.
But you're thinking Thursday, you're gonna make the call.
It's,
Or
well, I'll put it this way, I'm gonna notify
you.
Tricentennial, I'm having this meeting tonight, but Tricentennial will get an email tomorrow. I'm sending this information to the board to make a decision with, the new interim manager, John Granger, so.
Okay,
Okay.
good. And I guess at this point, it is what it is. No point beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
I hope it goes through. It's probably the best, setup we had in a long time.
It's, I didn't have a chance to print out, but I will circulate it tomorrow, this layout, we had a lot of. Multiple inflatables this year, we bought yard games, we were gonna have cornhole. Giant Jenga, Connect Four, all kinds of stuff,
Walkie-talkies.
we bought walkie-talkies, so no yelling across fields anymore at each other when we're
Alright.
setting up.
That's the guy with the red shirt.
Yeah.
Where do you want to meet at 8:30 on Saturday?
At 8:30 on Saturday, I'm plan on being at the very front of the park. So like almost right up near the street.
Okay,
So as people come in, I can tell them, if you're a volunteer, go over there. If you're a moonbound, you're gonna go and follow back and then say it's Mike back there. I can just go on the walkie-talkie and say, hey, Mike, I'm sending a moonbounce back to you, kind of
What time
thing.
are we opened up, what time are we opening up the park for the vendors?
9:00.
9:00. So nobody's gonna enter before 9.
I have to try and spread it out, like for some of our more so activities. I have told them if they want to come at 8:30, just because they take a little bit more placement and setting up as opposed to, vendors. But I really think anytime between 8:30 and 9:45 is a good time frame. They all know, the understanding is they all have to be ready to go at 10. So if it takes you 5 minutes to set up, great. If it takes you an hour to set up, then you have to be there no later than 9:00.
So do you think we should be there maybe more towards 8 than 8:30?
Why don't we split the difference and say 8:15?
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
we'll meet you there.
Anytime.
Okay, anything else on the fall festival?
I'll ask a question. Is there any possibility of rescheduling these people for next weekend?
I think the amount of coordination that would take with 50 vendors who may have other events that they're already signed up for elsewhere.
I understand that, but if you're gonna send an email out telling that it's canceled, you could just as easily say that we are gonna have it next Saturday.
We just don't know, like in the past, we just don't know what the turnout would be the following weekend.
So
you know?
like what I'm saying, Bill, is we reserved the move out for this week, and the things we reserved we may not be able to get.
But if you cancel,
Right, I
then
understand.
you can't
And
have
the
it
vendors themselves, they
ever again.
have other obligations
year.
that we could
No,
always ask
cancel.
if that's what we want
Cancel.
to do.
We didn't lay anything
Christina and I
out, right?
also spoke today
Correct.
about speaking with all of them about
Usually we get the
transit
donations.
instead of having to
Okay.
returning money or anything. to do
Now,
that.
the fireworks are rescheduled.
I understand that.
Yep.
But we talked about potentially talking with all the vendors about
work.
if they keep the money in, scheduling them for next year, so we'd already have a head start on all this stuff for next year.
My only question is, we have 15 raffle baskets. And where are you gonna store them? And are they all stored whole?
So we've talked about that today too as well. Christine and I had a couple of ideas. Christine brought up, doing something with the food pantry or some kind of donation, doing some sort of thing. We can also have, weekly raffles online and trying to people.
Well, we could keep them for our bingo.
Yeah, and.
The ones that are not perishable, we could
are
keep them
not
for our
perishable,
building.
We might be able to.
And then raffle off the ones that are perishable,
Okay, just asking.
Yeah,
or giving them away, to, charity, or, we talked about the Santa House, we talked about,
yeah, that would be another opportunity for some of the, like you said, the non-perishable stuff. You could also do that fundraiser with the Santa House. And you can ask.
let's remember, weather people are always halfway wrong and halfway right.
Yeah,
Great job.
Lot riding on
Great
this
job.
I
one.
mean, if that's an approach we want to take next year on a rescheduled date,
yeah, I just would want to make sure if we do that, and I have no problem doing that, but we we would, to ensure it does, we would just need to be upfront that it moves one
Yeah.
weekend with everybody.
And we've never had a rain date since we started this, so.
Figures it's the 300th anniversary. Now we get the rain. I
Is there
know.
is there something we could do for the 300th anniversary? I'm just saying, if you get canceled, there's something else celebrate the 300th anniversary?
I mean, like I
The
said.
fireworks are essentially the grand finale of the 300th.
So that'll be next week. If it rains, it will be the following week.
30th.
30th.
Maybe we can discuss having an indoor display of the 300th stuff we're gonna put in a tent, maybe put it in
I
a
think,
room in the
I
township.
do think Sue reached out for that. And if that's something anybody wants to do, we can, if that's something the board wants to do it and wants to have that thing with some reenaction stuff, we can also have a conversation about working that in somewhere in October and have some sort of thing, but I wanna like at least get through what we're doing this weekend and then we can have that conversation.
If I could interject, I've actually spoken with Margaret and Sue spoke with Mary Ann, and they do have some excellent ideas, that are kind of floating out there, but it's not something that basically right now we're still working as the event is happening this weekend. If it doesn't, then we hit the ground running next week with seeing if we can coordinate some of their plans. For example, they wanted to see if we could do a partnership with one of the local schools like UNAMI or Butler, in which we would have basically what was set up in the tent out for display, and then Bob would give talks in regards to the different things. So it would allow for the opportunity for the history of New Britain in that format, and it would also be an educational component at the school.
Okay,
Pray for good weather.
Yeah, let's go from there. Let's hopefully this will go through and we can have contingency plans if it doesn't.
Absolutely.
Concur with everybody. All right,
Gotcha.
Marco, I have a question, because I came in late, but in the middle, we're saying about the festival, that was my one question. Is what happens if it rains, so.
I talked to Woody Hipple today and I believe Christine, you have Dave's contact as part of your whole list.
Yes, I do. Dave Danzler's email is listed with everyone, every vendor, every company we've hired, everybody that said they're volunteer. I have a spreadsheet in which they will all be contacted according to what category they fall under.
all right, good.
Okay.
That is.
Yep. Perfect. All right. Let's move on to the Veterans Day ceremony. We were deciding on the location
I spoke with Bill May
and
he recommended North Branch Park with the project going on right now. And then we can, as we've done in the past, do
yeah,
this year there,
Yeah.
this year here, and then next year move it back over.
yeah, I'd
there, and that
agree.
project should be
Plus,
done.
if we have it here, is to give us a chance to kind of spruce up. I'd like to spruce up the Veterans Memorial out there. It's looking sad. It really is. And which brings me to my next thing. How would you guys want to maybe meet on a Saturday morning or Sunday morning, and maybe have the VFW with us and spruce it up, put some plants around it, put some mulch around it, power wash bricks.
I think for mulching, Bill May and them did mulch it this week. With
Okay.
new black mulch that they had. And we can certainly definitely talk about, I definitely think it needs to be, power washed pretty well.
Yeah,
New sand and.
Yeah, new sand, and then maybe some seasonal, flowers around it, and just leave them in the pots, don't plant them, just leave them in the pots so they don't die or anything. And
But luckily, you leave in the pots they make.
you leave them in the pots and plant them in the ground.
Well, I was gonna say, too, our friendly four-legged friends, whenever we do plant stuff there, seem to come
Okay.
over and munch on.
Well,
them.
if Public
do it,
Works
come on, yeah.
needs us to be there and coordinate, we will be there, okay? Because we gotta get that thing back in working.
Is that the one? that was
Yeah,
affected?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But we definitely need it done before
Cause
November 11th.
Bill May and
Yes.
I have had side conversations about different things, cause I know they've tried, their darnest to get grass to grow
Mhm.
in there, but for some reason, those big trees just wanna.
Oak
not
tree.
let- Not let the grass grow underneath it, so we have had
Yeah.
conversations about whether that would make more sense to. Either looking into in the future with our capital plan, looking at something that's more hardscape and. Taking up that area, or Bill even brought up looking at like something like AstroTurf around it that would make it the ability to.
Or even, 5 tons of red gravel,
Yeah,
5 tons of red gravel is gonna cost nothing.
well, that's kind of what I mean by do a hardscape thing or
And
something
then,
like that.
you just have to spray, just put a plastic tarp down, put the red gravel on for about a year, hopefully we won't have any weeds. Or if we do, we can spray them. But, yeah, that thing's been like that for 15 years.
But yeah, I know Bill's talked to me multiple times about trying to get the grass to grow like it does out in those fields, and I just don't think with those trees, it's ever gonna really.
All right, good, so we're gonna have it here, that's perfect, all right. Is I guess Jim's not coming tonight?
No, he's away.
He's away, okay. So for the Veterans Day ceremony, we would, usually the VFW gives us a key speaker.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
they're working on that.
Are you guys working on that? And then what else you need from us? You guys, are you guys gonna put the program, can we email them the program from last year?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, I believe, and Christian.
Actually, Dave and I have been corresponding. He has the past program. We've gone through and addressed the items in it, and I'll be working with him to make sure that's all ready to go for the event.
Okay, the other thing we need to do is we need to award the 2 flags, the one at Veterans Park and the one here at North Branch Park. We need to award those flags to a deserving member of the township or a veteran. We started that, I believe, 2 years ago. We did not do it last year, but we'd like to see if we have any candidates that's deserving of the flag. If we have a person that's sort of for the VFW for a very long time, township resident, somebody that does a lot for veterans, somebody deserving of the flag. It's a nice gesture to present that flag to those folks. And the first time we did was very well received.
Yeah, because I think I was there at the once already, so we took it down.
Right.
Hold it, hand it over, new one.
Yep. So there's the one at Veterans Park, which we can get ahead of time. And then we can do the one at North Branch. So let's come up with some ideas on who we want to award those flags to. It doesn't have to be necessarily a veteran, but preferably a veteran, but it could be somebody that does a lot of work for the veterans, that supports the veterans. I think one year we had a lady that did a lot of, she sent a lot of boxes overseas to Afghanistan for the
Yeah.
troops, that type of deserving.
Somebody can nominate somebody.
What you're saying, Martha, the way I would phrase it is someone who's done service. I
Yep.
think that might be a good way of saying,
Right.
like, either service to veterans, service to the community, just some kind of acknowledgement for, someone putting in their time to provide a service.
To my best knowledge, I think we only have one World War II vet left in our township. So that might be
That's cool.
we have,
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
yeah.
Who was the, World War I was,
No, that was
What was his
too many
name?
years ago.
yeah, no, but he was on here when I was here.
Well, it was Vern,
Vern, that's what it was.
Vern, and I think we awarded him a flag, I believe.
I think we did something.
That sounds
for
pretty
Vern.
cool.
Yeah, I think that was actually the first one.
Yeah, we were talking about that, the World War II vet that was left.
Yeah, Lula told her,
Yeah.
the last one.
Yeah. The only thing is do we want just to provide a shadow box or not? I don't remember if the VFW provided the shadow boxes or we did. We did?
We bought them,
Okay.
and we can do that again, certainly.
And there was question of a bugler. Did we nail that down yet, or do you need our help with that?
I didn't think Dave on that one, or Jim. I don't think so, because we had none in ours. I think the one event we ended up sharing with Quakertown. They had a bugler.
Okay.
Okay, well, let us know if you need help with anything. And
Yeah, we, in the past, for ours at least, I don't think we've ever had a bugler, but we have,
We did. It was
We
a,
had
it was a battery operated one.
I
Yeah.
remember, I know we always called St. Jude's and had Mike Meehan in the St. Jude's choir there.
Yeah, so we need to
Or-
get, we're
I'll get
gonna
in
have
touch
them
with
again.
them.
Okay.
An ROTC, is there something that has, a school that has an ROTC?
Yeah,
No, they might have one.
yeah.
it seems more authentic with the bugle.
So I guess after the fall festival, let's just coordinate for the next event, November 11th, and then we can basically do a spreadsheet again on do we have everything?
Mhm.
Do we have anybody in the township coming up for retirement or this year? Police officers, public works,
Mike.
Uh, I mean, we have officers who, like, there are officers who will be retiring, not this year, but next year, that if you wanted to go that route, you know, I could make a recommendation that, you know, we have one that's definitely retiring next year.
Or maybe a certain amount of service, 25 years of service, something like that.
yeah, I mean, like I said, anything deserving of what we think is deserving of giving them the flag. It could be a Boy Scout, you know, that did something incredible. It could be,
Ooh, that might be.
so it's just food for thought. We don't have to do it tonight, but
Yeah, I think it's one of those things, I think everybody should think about that and bring either a candidate or
mhm,
someone with a story about a person that they would be interested in potentially. And obviously the VFW, we always welcome any input your organization has, because I know you do a lot of work with
Yeah, Voice of Democracy do that, with other veterans, with veterans board, everything.
you know, I know you work with Shamrock Reigns and all that stuff, those type of things. So just if you have anyone, please feel free to make sure they get sent to Christine and I, and we'll present them here. And if you come, you and Jim come and present them here in October.
Okay.
sounds like a plan. All right, other business.
Oh, I'm gonna go backwards. We'll also order the wreaths.
Yes,
I just wanted to bring that up. I just.
yes, but we need to put, at Veterans Park, we need to put a L bracket on the plaque. So the wreath doesn't fall off.
I will double check with Bill May and Bob.
All we need is an L bracket attached to the post. So we can put the wreath on it, because if we just let it stand, it's gonna, I mean, I pick it up every other day.
Yeah.
You almost need like a coat closet pole bracket.
Yeah,
Has a little elbow in it.
yeah,
So, you know, you there and then it comes out and goes down and up, so you put the thing on there, it'll stay there a little bit.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because I think I brought up to Bob about potentially see if we get, like, you know how they have those real sturdy tiki torch stands? They
Mhm.
have like, they're just like H shaped and they're pretty sturdy.
Mhm.
Having something that's maybe cut one of them in half and like weld a hook or something onto it that would work, that you could keep every year, and that's what we could go out and put. It would, you know,
Yeah.
maybe stay a little sturdier, but
Yeah,
we'll look at that, 'cause if we can with especially at veterans, that's a good idea. If we can get a hook attached to that post with the plaque, that's a good place for it to be, and then it's just there
yeah,
to
good,
be used whenever we need to.
good. I guess I won't feel guilty every time I drive by and I see it down and go like, oh.
Yeah.
Bill May or I've picked it up a few times out here too, it blows over, so.
Yeah. Anyway, small price. All right, so other business, did you get a chance to talk to Parks and Recs or Public Works about basically plowing the meadow so we could plant fresh seed for next year?
I did talk with them. I believe they have a plan to do that.
The flowers in the middle of Veterans Park, they just never took off the way we wanted to. And,
They're doing that as well as, Ken Jones has been working with the township doing, some naturalization in some of the basins, and through grants that he's received, he got, gotten a bunch of trees. Well, he's used all the ones he can elsewhere, so him and Ryan have had conversations about going out there, and setting up, Ken will probably set up a volunteer day. And I'll make sure this committee's kept in the loop when we have that, to plant trees at Veterans Park to replace some of the dead ones. And to plant specific species in that area where it gets wet in the back, to see how much, if we put some of those plants back there, it'll help
all right,
take
good.
some of that moisture out of that area down there where
Good.
with the creek and the low point, it tends to.
And we also need to finish up the tree line on New Galena Road for
That was-
safety reasons, because we wanted trees there because people walk there, and some New Galena Road is not necessarily a slow road.
I believe Ryan has also talked to Ken about putting trees there. as
Okay.
well.
Okay, good,
So,
good. Yeah, I'd like to be, well, we'd like to be part of that.
so I will
Absolutely.
make sure that we communicate that with Ken, and if everyone on this committee is all right, I can communicate directly with Ken and make sure he gets your emails that way. Whenever
Yep,
he gets into it, you're included on his list as well.
Like I say, some of us know that park a little bit better than others, you know, based on walking it every day
We're living across the street.
or living across the street.
Living on it.
Living on it. But I mean, you know, I know where the low spots are, you know, when it rains and stuff like that, so. But now with, you know, here's the other thing, the pumping station from the sewer authority. Correct me if I'm wrong, did they commit to doing some sort of landscaping around the public pumping station, right?
Pretty sure they
Yes.
did, yeah.
Okay,
That would generally be a fall project for them.
okay.
I'm not sure how far they're progressed. I haven't driven by there, how far they're progressed.
They're doing pretty good. I think the only thing they're missing is the fence. I mean,
So they need the fencing. then they
yeah,
do
I heard them test the other day.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, most of the problem with any construct landscape is always the last thing they do.
Yeah, I mean, kudos to them. I'm gonna relief. I mean, I thought they were gonna make a big mess out there, and they did a good job. They did a good job protecting Veterans Park. So. Anybody else? Feel like I'm the only one speaking here.
Oh, I would just like to say thank you, everybody, for all your help with everything you've done so far. You know, Dale, I hope you haven't gotten the pumpkin yet before we make the decision.
I told them Thursday afternoon before that.
So.
Yep.
And thank you, Steve, for picking up all the Carson things, those buckets from AutoZone is fantastic. Thank you so much for all your help.
Yeah, they
And-
donated 5 buckets this year instead of
And-
1, so.
And
Good,
everybody
great.
for
or
Very
4
good.
buckets,
being
but-
able to be there in the morning and help us get the event set up.
Well, that's what it's all about.
Yep.
Hopefully we get to have it, but we'll let Mother Nature dictate that as we move into tomorrow.
Any news from the VFW?
Not that I have
No?
nothing yet.
All right.
Got all the notes that you guys need.
Bill, what's new? Anything?
I'm just here, just listening, just what you have to say.
Feel like-
Big event.
Feel like
I
saying-
actually have one announcement.
Yeah.
We have secured Czestochowa for our bingo event next year, which will be Friday, April 19th from 6 PM to 10 PM.
All right, cool. Cool. Did you ever find those bingo signs?
No,
We brought them back.
I picked them all up.
But I know, I remember bringing them back in this
I
building,
was gonna say that.
so I gotta.
Because
find
I
out.
picked them up, the Saturday morning, I actually drove and picked up all the signs.
Yeah,
And I hate to say this, but I don't remember what I did with them.
you brought them back.
I brought them
remember
back because
coming
I
back.
thought I brought them to my barn, and I looked in all my barns, I said, where are
No,
they?
you brought them, you did bring them back, cause I remember bringing them in
Okay.
here. At
Thank
some
you.
point, you're not going nuts. I
Thank
just
you, thank
think
you.
They're around here and
It's like,
they're probably.
You may still be going.
well, you know, you
Some milker
you
cranny.
turn 50, you know what happens, right?
There's probably some milker cranny somewhere.
Okay,
involved
good,
that you
good.
haven't booked in yet. You know, like when you put your keys in the freezer or something.
Thank you for this peace of mind.
Yeah, little piece.
Christine, I have to check my calendar. I may have a few bingo gigs.
Yeah.
So I may,
Well, you know what? After the performance you put on last year, you might be in high demand.
Well, I mean, again, I wanna follow up what Mike said. Congrats to everybody. Parks and Rec has done, this is probably, I have to say, probably the most I've ever seen Parks and Rec do for an event since I've been doing this for the township. And same thing with the Veterans Committee. But everybody came through. It was nice to get a lot of help.
Yeah, and that's, you know, like I said, when we started, you know, trying to push for more involvement in those things, you know. I'd like to keep that going and continue to try and do that as much as we can, because
Yep.
you know, the more we can alleviate pressure on township staff and things like that, you know, some of these things will come along a lot better and everything. And I really think Christine being here will.
Oh,
help a
100%,
lot.
great job, man.
Well,
But-
100%.
but especially going through all these the first year, I know going through my first one, how stressful these things can be, especially with the 300 committee. So thank you, Christine.
100%, 100%.
Thank you.
Agreed.
We're gonna work towards a golf event, Christine.
Yeah, but you guys all have to play and then it'll just be me.
But no, you did a great job. You're doing a great job. So everybody,
you.
kudos. Hopefully it'll be really well received. All right, with that said, there's no other business. Would somebody like make the motion to adjourn?
Motion we adjourn.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Thank you, Christine. See you tomorrow.
All right, thank you, everyone. We'll be in touch.
good night, Christine. Good night.